make this with my Lord's permission and my Lord permission from the learned attorney. Lord, two basic, my Lord, facts I may, my Lord, highlight for your Lordship's consideration. Lord, first of all, Lord, this use of black money in elections and politics in general, elections in particular, every country is grappling with this problem, and country-specific issues are being dealt with by every country depending upon, my Lord, the circumstances existing.
Yes.
Lord, India is also grappling with this problem. And as your Lordships have seen, Bombay High Court took note, my Lord, in late 60s, but the real efforts started by every government of the day, whether it is this government, that government is perpetual, my Lord. Every government did its bit to ensure that there is some methodology adopted which eradicates the power of black money or unclean money in the electoral process. But my attempt would be to show a little history on that, my lords. Lord, having tried several attempts, several mechanisms and modes, the menace of black money, my lord, was not being dealt with as effectively because of the systemic failures. And therefore, the present scheme is a conscious and deliberate attempt, A, to ensure clean money coming into the banking system and the election and political parties functioning, and B, so far as possible to eradicate the menace of use of unclean money, unaccounted money, or black money as we say, in the elections. We are right now concerned with the use of unclean money in the elections. So, your lordships may not take this particular scheme as a standalone case or a standalone attempt in the direction of dealing with the menace of black money. There are several steps taken, one of which is this particular scheme, which is confined to the political governance of this political parties culture. The first step was digitization. The digitization drive, and I'm going to, my lord, give three figures to your lordships. And as citizens, we will be really proud, my lord, to know, my lord, how our country has fared. Digitization necessarily results into all transactions coming through, passing through the banking channels, official channels, what, my lord, is called the information highway. I cannot hide anything. I leave my traces in the digital footprint somewhere or the other.
What is the term that you use?
Information highway.
Informational highway, my lord, where I cannot hide.
This is an information highway.
Information highway, my lord. I cannot hide.
That's the phrase used for the internet. The internet is an information highway.
Yes. Capable of being used, my lord, in a limited sense also. But, my lord, your lordships would recall when, my lord, the digitization drive started, my lord, the government was at times, my lord, being mocked. What is this? This is a utopian idea. Would a vegetable vendor accept by digitization, by your digital payment? Now, a vegetable vendor sending vegetables, I'm not, my lord, elaborating on that. On a gunny bag, is accepting digitized money, my lord, that is whatever app, my lord, we are using. But the important thing, my lord, as citizens, we should be proud of, and this is a part of this process, is our digital payment in India is 7 times more, 7 times that of United States and European Union put together. It is 3 times that of China. Meaning thereby, more money is now available in the official channels, and clean money, I would not, my lord, say, my lord, that the black money or unaccounted cash is completely eradicated. That's, my lord, the ideal thing to do. But we do whatever best we can under the circumstances. So, my lord, the first step was digitization. Second step, my lord, in this direction was the registration of shell companies. My lord, the learned attorney, my lord, has placed on record the official record, and it is in my compilation also at page 65, but your lordships need not go into the details, but 65. Between 2018 to 2021, the government of India identified 2,38,223 shell companies. And actions are taken and nobody has challenged it.
2 lakh?
2,38,223 shell companies. Because this is one of the vehicles through which, my lord, the unclean money passes hands. Again, this may not have a direct bearing. I am just, my lord, trying to point out that the scheme which is under consideration of your lordship is not an isolated attempt, but is a part of a series of attempts made, whereby now more clean money is available because of the digitized payment. We have approximately 750 million mobile internet users who, now your lordships are aware, my lord, banking is done through mobile internets. And we are adding one new internet user every 3 seconds.
Yes.
Now, after going through the history, your lordships would find out, my lord, I'll be able to satisfy your lordships, or attempt to satisfy your lordships, that each and every word used in the scheme is very consciously used, and what they called anonymity or opaqueness is neither anonymity nor opaqueness, but is a confidentiality by design. And why, how, what is the justification, what is the rationale behind it, I'll be able to explain. The legality of the scheme is entirely for your lordships, my lord, to consider and decide with whatever best assistance we can provide. But one thing, my lord, I'll be able to satisfy your lordships, that if the element of confidentiality goes from this scheme, the scheme goes, and we are back to 2018 regime, and I am going to show that regime, my lord. And your lordships would like to ask the petitioners what benefit you will get if the country were to go 10 steps backwards. And I have the facts and figures with me. Lord, unfortunately, the petitioner, one of the petitioners, my lord, that is ADR, has placed all its reports on record, except one which is the most crucial. As a passing remark, my lord, without making an issue out of it. Generally, when you are approaching the court in public interest, you place everything which assists the court. You don't place something on which you wish to argue. Anyway, my lord, my written submissions, volume 2A, page 102. Lord, please see the position we will be back at if this scheme is to be, my lord, interfered with as prayed by the petitioners. This is, my lord, the report prepared by ADR, the petitioner before your lordships, based upon the figures published by the Election Commission of India. And my worry, the worry of the government and the worry of every citizen is that if this scheme goes, we go back to this regime. And what would be the transparency in this regime? What would be the national benefit to this regime? It's for the petitioner to explain. Lord, please see the highlights. Your lordships have, my lord, the title is Analysis of Sources of Funding of National and Regional Parties of India for accounting year 2004-5 to 2014-15, 11 years.
Which page number?
102, volume 2A of my written submissions, my lord. The right-hand side top, just for identification, is ADR.
Yes, you know, volume, we,
2A, my lord.
नंतर आलंय ते. आज सकाळी त्यांनी दिलं.
Lord, one thing is very clear. Lordships made very clear that your lordships are not examining whether there can be a political contribution or not per se. The question is how, whether this scheme is legal or not. That's a wider question, Manoj. That's not arising here. But ADR has also accepted that there is an element of money involved in the contesting elections, running a political party, running several other activities by the political parties, etc. Lord, kindly read all these figures with one caveat in mind, that these are the figures declared by the political parties voluntarily and published by the Election Commission.
102.
Everything may not have been declared. I'll not pitch it higher than this. This is what is declared, and the figures are shocking. Any interference, my lord, in the scheme takes us back to this position. Please see, political parties play a key role in democracies as they contest elections, form governments, formulate policies, and are responsible for providing governance and improve the lot of the common man. Your lordships can skip the rest. Please come to the highlights. Highlights. This is, my lord, again reported money, my lord.
What's the date of this report? It's
The date is 24th of January
17.
2017, but the period is 2004-5 to 2014-15. Different, my lord, formulation in the central government. My lord, this would also meet with one of the arguments, my lord, very vehemently raised, that look, the ruling party gets the maximum benefit. That has always been the trend from the beginning. You can't help it. 2004 to 2015, there was a different ruling party